Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is my esteemed pleasure to be sharing with you my presentation, which is entitled Undergraduate Research Experiences, a case study from the Computer Science Department, University of Guyana. My name is Penelope DeFreitas, and I am proud to be representing the University of Guyana. My presentation will take on the following outline. Firstly, I will share a background to my study, which will emphasize the need for research and development activities around the world. Next, I will present a novel undergraduate research model that was implemented and tested at the University of Guyana's Computer Science Department. I will also highlight the steps that were taken to assess the model and the findings that were uncovered over a 2-year period. And finally, I will share the notable recommendations stemming from assessments and conclude with some salient points. To set the stage for the rest of my presentation, I will first share with you a background to my study with special emphasis on the need for conducting research and development activities. The world is facing a range of serious problems that require urgent attention. Some of these problems include establishing sustainable cities and communities, ensuring responsible consumption and production patterns, and taking action to combat climate change. These issues, along with many others, are captured under the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which aims to improve economic, social, and planetary well-being through the collaborative action of global partners. Inherent to understanding and solving these problems are research and development activities. Economic analyses suggest that even basic scientific research positively impacts more sectors around the world than applied or commercial research. It is therefore imperative that the culture of engaging in research efforts be cultivated in the present and future workforce to expedite the process of alleviating global challenges. Research and development skills are primarily taught at institutions of higher education. At the undergraduate level, research is focused on developing higher order thinking skills such as questioning, inquiry, and problem solving. These activities have translated into numerous benefits for students. Some of these benefits include significant cognitive and personal skills, increased confidence and ability to work independently, a broader awareness of the discipline, and awareness of career opportunities. Given the numerous benefits of research, the Computer Science Department at the University of Guyana has sought to embed research activities into every course of the undergraduate level programs. This serves as preparation for students' final research, whereby they undertake a major project. In addition, the major research project is completed in 1 year instead of 1 semester. As a result of these practices, the quality of students' research project outputs have improved and become worthy of being showcased locally, regionally, and internationally. I will now present more in-depth details that make up the key components of the undergraduate research model that was introduced at the University of Guyana. Firstly, the undergraduate research model was applied through a 2-semester course offering, which exposes students to research skills. This approach was first introduced in 2017. However, Prior to 2017, students were required to complete a similar research course in just one semester. From observations, the computer science department found that students were severely challenged to complete their research project, and thus they overshot their timelines. The research model was applied to courses under three concentrations: computer science, information technology, and information systems. These courses are mandatory for students who are typically in their fourth year of studies or have completed all major courses in their respective bachelor degree programs. The main aim of these research courses are to foster independent research, as well as to help students develop skills so that they are more prepared to conduct graduate level studies and that they are at the forefront of their field of study. During the first semester, students undertake 4,100 level courses with codes CSC, IT, or ISY 4100. In the second semester, they undertake a 4,200 level course. However, in order to proceed to the 4,200 level, students must pass their first semester course, which is CSC, IT, or ISY 4100. The 4100 level course is worth 2 credits and normally receives about 20 to 40 enrollments per year. This course is geared at helping students to develop a formal research proposal. Overall, it aids students in communicating a solid plan of their project, since it allows them to define clear research questions and objectives, outline an approach to answering research questions, helps them to highlight the originality and significance of their work. They're also expected to explain how the project adds to the body of knowledge, and they are also expected to persuade the reader of the importance of their work. Prior to submitting the formal proposal document, students summarize their work into an oral presentation, which is delivered to the department, their colleagues, and other students who are interested in attending these presentations. Any feedback arising from these presentations are factored back into their proposal, which they're allowed to polish before submission. The 4,200 level courses are worth more credits. In fact, it is 4 credits to be exact. It also receives about 20 to 40 enrollments per year. The 4,200 level courses are geared at helping students to further develop an innate grasp of the research process. They implement a small-scale research design that was proposed in their first semester, and they conduct analyses, communicate their findings, and they prepare and present their research in a thesis and a poster. Students are expected to make 3 major presentations overall. Why? Because it helps them to break the task for the semester into manageable chunks. That is, they undertake a methodology, an artifact, and a thesis defense as their presentations. The multiple milestones allows them to build their confidence as they present in front of a panel of judges. It also allows them to track their progress across the semester. And this comes in the form of comments or actual grades. Several modes of assessment are used throughout the duration of the undergraduate research project. These take the form of attendance, presentations, progress reports, the formal proposal, thesis, and poster. A panel of academic staff of the department grade presentations. They utilize rubrics that are periodically revised. Proposals are graded by the primary supervisor, whereas the thesis and poster are graded by the primary supervisor and another member of the department. An average of the scores are taken across the two markers, and those are used as part of the students' grades. Grades are scrutinized for inconsistencies, and if, for instance, there is an inconsistency, the department meets and decides the course of action. For example, graders review their marking or a new marker is introduced. The undergraduate research courses are managed by a coordinator, and their responsibilities involve establishing the timeline, organizing weekly research sessions, facilitating the pairing of supervisors to students, coordinating the assessments, and so on. At least one supervisor is assigned to each student, and supervisors guide students throughout the entire research process, which lasts for 2 semesters. The broader department is involved when unforeseen or atypical circumstances arise. Guidance and support are offered to students in several forms. For instance, there are weekly classroom sessions, which are led by an academic staff of the department. They would share their expertise in the classroom sessions, and depending upon the milestone or the stage that the students are at, they would cover activities around those areas. For instance, the research problem, background, literature review, and so on. Feedback is encouraged in the form of worked exercises, mini presentations by the students, and group interactions. As added support, students would meet their supervisors at least once per week. And we found that in these sessions, one-on-one support is given. The supervisor would reinforce any concepts that the students did not quite understand from the classroom sessions. And we found that this approach has been efficient. Students and supervisors receive a copy of the department's research handbook, which highlights the role of the students and supervisors, assessment guidelines, deadlines, penalties, financial support, and so forth. Grading rubrics, submission instructions, and reminders are sent to students well in advance of their major deadlines to keep them on track. In addition, a special session is set aside during the first semester to remind the students of the university's counseling services. The session is normally geared toward discussing challenges and coping strategies. The students are also encouraged to reach out to the counselor for further guidance. In an effort to assess the undergraduate research model, student feedback was gathered via an electronic survey. The population comprised a total of 46 bachelor degree students across a 2-year period, 2017 and 2018. Out of the 46 students, 23 voluntarily participated in the survey. Out of the 23, 5 were females and 18 were males. An instrument in the form of a survey was adopted from a similar study conducted by Koppelman and others in 2011. The survey contained a mixture of qualitative and quantitative questions, which gathered feedback about the students' undergraduate research experiences. It primarily focused on the research process, supervision, and general strengths and weaknesses of the research courses offered by the Department of Computer Science. A 5-point Likert scale was applied for rating questions. The survey was disseminated as an online form via email. The instructions informed the participants of the purpose of the survey and reminded them that participation was voluntary and responses would remain anonymous. I will now provide a summative analysis of the participants' responses on the 4 main themes which emerged from the data that was collected. Firstly, I will talk about enrollment and external challenges. The study revealed that all of the information technology and information systems students were employed, as well as a significant number of computer science students. In addition, the working students faced challenges balancing their work and study load. So this is noteworthy and serves as an indication that the department administrators should work more closely with employed students to offer tangible solutions to this issue, such as reduced course loads and fair scheduling of weekly research classes. Another interesting finding was that a vast majority of the students experienced problems balancing their social life and relationships along with school. Perhaps reminding students of the university's guidance and counseling services and introducing special short courses or activities in time management may serve as added support. For the area of supervision, students provided high ratings for course supervision. These results may imply that the mentoring support and systems that were put in place for the 4100 and 4200 level courses are valued by the students and they work well. In the area of course structure, students rated aspects such as level of work, time to complete assessments, and guidance highly. However, areas such as course organization, level of challenge, and fairness of assessment methods received a significant number of neutral ratings. These findings may signal that the department ought to review the management of the undergraduate research courses, as well as the fairness of marking and the supervisor's understanding of the grading rubrics to ensure quality assurance. In the area of self-perception and projections, it was revealed that students felt varying levels of confidence approaching the research courses. Therefore, the possibility of inviting students from earlier years of studies to the various presentations could be explored to dispel their fears or misconceptions about undergraduate research. In addition, research assessments for other courses in the department should be revisited to ensure that they are adequately preparing students. Despite the initial mixed views about level of preparedness, it was remarkable to note that the vast majority of the students felt more confident after completing their undergraduate research courses. The majority of the group reported that they understood the research process, felt confident about conducting independent research, and were better prepared to conduct postgraduate research. The participants provided useful recommendations for improving the undergraduate research model presented in this study. While the feedback was valuable, no two individuals provided the same recommendations. Firstly, the participants reported that supervisory feedback was timely and valuable, but final grades were released at a slow pace. The slow publishing of grades was a consequence of extending deadlines to give some students a second chance to make submissions. Hence, to remedy this issue, the department can consider releasing pass-fail grades ahead of the final publication of scores. Improved access to research papers was another suggestion made by the students. Presently, the university subscribes to a subset of academic journals. However, the students of the computer science department could benefit from a wider collection of high-impact journals. The students also recommended that non-academic activities be incorporated into some of the weekly class sessions. Perhaps these engagements could be centered around fun and relaxing activities to ease stress, since the research process can be challenging sometimes. The students reported that not all mentors' research interests matched perfectly with assigned mentees. In terms of expanding the number of supervisors to ensure that they align with more research niche areas, the department has noted this recommendation as a key objective to work on. This study presented a model for running undergraduate research courses in the Department of Computer Science at the University of Guyana. Key components of the model include preparatory assessments, 2-semester offering of the research courses, human resources, guidance and support, assessments, and grading rubrics. The 2-semester offering of the undergraduate research courses and its accompanying model introduced a number of new opportunities for the computer science department to support students. As a consequence of these changes, more students complete their major projects with ease and produce higher quality of research outputs. Additionally, students have reported positive feedback, such as having a good grasp of the research process, high levels of confidence in conducting independent research, and preparedness for postgraduate studies. The undergraduate research model, developed and implemented by the Computer Science Department, University of Guyana, has resulted in a number of noteworthy and successful outcomes. Therefore, it may serve as an exemplary model for the wider university community and other institutions of higher learning. Here are some of the main references that were featured in my presentation today. In closing, I'd like to express sincere appreciation to the CSCI 2021 organizers for this wonderful opportunity, and also a special thank you to the viewers for listening to my presentation.